Elizabeth is a grad student here and a supervisor at Top Notch Widget Makers. She's currently enrolled in evidence-based decision-making. She's discovered that the need for evidence-based decision-making and evidence-based management is greater than ever in her organization. Elizabeth is confident that she's compiling an objective and compelling appraisal of the company's organizational effectiveness programs. She's discovered a few areas where significant change is needed, but she's concerned that her presentation to the executive leadership team might fall on deaf ears. They are very proud of their programs and have a history of taking no action on any proposals for change. Elizabeth decides to meet with a colleague, Jack, who is a manager in a different department. Here's the story of Elizabeth and Jack's meeting.
So how are your grad studies coming?
That's why I wanted to meet with you. I'm conducting an assessment for our organizational effectiveness programs, and I've found some real issues. And I'm scheduled to present my findings to the execs in a couple of weeks.
Oh, wow. You know how proud they are with those programs.
I know. But the evidence I've uncovered is compelling. And the programs are basically sound, but there's a lot we can do to make them even better.
So what do you think you're gonna do? I know you're being groomed for bigger things, but you're still just a supervisor. And if you step on toes upstairs, your career opportunity light might get dimmed a little, or a lot.
Yeah, you're right, but I'm seeing things differently with these grad courses. I'm changing, and I want to share that with the execs.
Well, you're a new wine in old wineskins. You know that saying, a prophet in his own land has no honor.
But you've had success with your proposals. What works for you?
Everyone has their own style. You have to be true to who you are, but style can never outweigh substance. How comfortable are you with storytelling?
Storytelling?
Exactly. Data can be boring. In fact, it usually is. So you don't want to go in and murder them with facts and findings. The facts and findings are important, don't get me wrong. They're really at the heart of the matter, but it's how you deliver them that makes the difference.
So what does that look like?
You've got to make them see the new you. They have to see the new wineskins, so the message isn't perceived as coming from the person they're all expecting to see. The basics of effective presentation matter greatly, don't get me wrong. So you'll want to grab their attention, remind them of the context, the circumstances that led up to this meeting in the first place. Stay on point, show them the findings, but do it with a story.
So tell them a story.
Exactly. Stories are intended to connect with an audience. They can challenge an audience. They can motivate an audience to be creative in their own right. Stories can be influential, and that's what you want to be, an influence. So think about telling them a little story about a very successful widget making company that was very proud of its organizational effectiveness program. But one day, they discovered that there was room for some improvements because an employee they were sending to grad school helped them in their discovery. Share with them the value of continuous measurable improvement, even when it means improving their own improvement programs. And tell them that the big issue isn't with how much money they're saving each year with these programs, it's the money they're not saving by taking the programs to the next level. Remind them that if we're not changing, we're being left behind. That's storytelling, and that's influencing. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if one of these days, when you're running this place, you tell the story of a meeting you once had with a guy named Jack and how he changed your old wineskins into new ones.